What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Inno Velo Gripper. This is going to be a truck bed holding bike rack. So it goes in the C channels of your Tacoma, and it's going to be installed on our 2022 Toyota Tacoma today. The Inno Grip is going to slide along the channel here and attaches in there using this hand knob is what tightens it down or loosens it so you can move it back and forth. It slides at the end of the track. And so what you do is you line this up with your bike. We're going to put it here, run our strap between the frame and our tire. You make sure that this is straight on there, the way it doesn't look twisted when you go to tighten it down. So that looks good right about there. And I'll run our strap to the other side. You can hear it ratchet as it pulls it tight. And then we can go ahead and tighten this down. Now when you go to tighten this down, you push down on the top to make sure it stays flat holding the bike, and you just use your other hand to tighten up this knob. And then it's in place. The nice thing about it having the track here is that it can adjust to different wheelbases. So no matter what style of bike you have, it's like a women's bike, alternative frame, a kid's bike that has the frame that's a little bit different, you can always loosen these and move them about the track where you need them to be. One thing I will point out, we have a 6-foot bed on our Tacoma today, and you see our mountain bike here is going a little bit past our tailgate, so we're not able to close our tailgate with this bike in there. You see it hits the wheel, so you'd have to drive around with the tailgate down. Now, it still fits in there just fine. If that's an issue, you want the tailgate up, I would look into tailgate pads. That's this pad that lays over the tailgate, so you'd be able to close this, and then you kind of flip the bike around so the front tire would be hanging over the tailgate, and the rest of it's still in the bed. And the tailgate being down doesn't bother you. It does hold the bike nicely upright. It doesn't move a whole lot. I can go over there and give it a test real quick to show you. It's shaking the bike. It moves very little. It is very sturdy. I can shake the whole truck by the attachment point so it doesn't rattle and move over there. You can see how much space with the bike being upright, not just thrown in the back of the truck. There's a bunch more space over here. So you could put more cargo in here if you needed to. You could probably even put another one of the grips on this side to carry a second bike. Now, if you needed a third bike, that's one of those things where I'd say, look at that tailgate pad again, because you can carry more than 2 or 3 bikes on one of those pads if that's what you want to do. Overall, the weight capacity for bikes is going to be 33 pounds, so be careful with that. It's a little bit light, so just think about what bike you're going to put on there. Now the D-rings, if you decide just to leave this in all the time, you take the bike out, you still have some attachment point here on the bed, and those can handle up to 60 pounds. Undoing the bike is really easy. You just push in on this button here. It's going to release the strap. Just push out the other hand, and now that's out of the way. So you can turn that too, just to get it further out of the way, and then come up front, do the same thing, except this time I'm going to hold the handlebar so that way hold the bike up. Pull it down here. I can release that strap. And now we can just walk the bike back. I would say be careful if you have a heavier bike, but you shouldn't be over 33 pounds on your bike anyway, but there is quite a big drop from the tailgate to the ground, but it's not too bad. With the bike removed, I can show you that if you do want to leave this on there just for the tie-down point, you don't have to leave the arm sticking out and getting in your way. It can be kind of cumbersome to have that sticking out in the bed when you're just throwing stuff in there, walking around, trying to move stuff. You don't want to bump into this. So these can be unscrewed and removed so that it's out of the way. Another thing to note with this, if with these installed, you can't use a tonneau cover or even a toolbox up front. They will be in the way, but that's the good thing about them not being permanent. So you can just slide these out of the tracks when you're not using them to get them completely out of your way. Now there is another version of this. If you don't have the tracks for whatever reason, there is one that just clamps here to the top of the bed rail. So if that's something you're interested, we have that on our website as well. If you look closer at the backside here, it is rubberized, so it's not like it's just gonna be the metal here rubbing up against the side of your bed of your truck and scraping it up. So you can loosen this to get it ready, because this portion here, this plate, is what's gonna slide into the track. So with it like this, just push in, remove the end cap there. You're gonna make sure it's loose enough so it goes behind those arms on the channel. It's kind of hard to lean over and see, so I'm gonna come to the back side. There we go. And this slides in like that. Actually, it probably wasn't loose enough. Now it's looser. You see how easily it slides. Overall, I think it's a nice way to use your bed to take your bike. Plus, it keeps it upright and completely keeps that other side open. It's better than loosely putting it on one of those tailgate pads sometimes, because those feel like they just have one strap to hold it in place. And it works, it stays put, but I like that this holds it a little more sturdy, but only with 1 or 2 bikes. So it's really up to you which one's gonna work best. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.